Welcome to the first episode. We don't know what we're going to call it yet, so this is still unnamed whatever. TV series, channel series, internet series. I don't know, but I'm going to start teaching people to see what the fuck I see. I've been teaching people, a couple of people, and hey, I don't know. I've done the same technique like 3 times in the past month, and it has worked really well. And the point to this is I'm going to teach y'all how to see what I see, how to see what so many people before me have seen, what the average person can't see, how we equate to seeing it, just so you understand. This is actually, by the time this is done and over with, bro, y'all are going to be mind fucking blown. I'm going to teach you how to connect everything and everything. I'm going to show you where everything connects. I'm going to show you where damn giants connect with a damn, you name it, checkers. No joke. You're going to be like, what? That's not even possible. Yep. It all connects. It's all pretty weird. Oh, we're going to get there, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. So let's do this. So, episode 1 is going to be Welcome to the World Hidden Before Your Eyes. What this means is we're going to show you what energy truly is. I'm going to show you the flip side to this coin, the other side to everything here, what they've labeled pseudoscience, what they do not want you to know about or see. Oh, this is going to be crazy. This is actually very important from every method that I have learned. This is an approach that I use, and everything I refer to will come from either this video. Having this sight and having this ability to see this way more than helps you helps you form analogies in your head when we're talking things like frequency, vibration, and advanced studies of the things science can't even touch. So we're not going to get too far into science, try to debunk it right now. We all know it's crap. It's based on all theories. Foundation of it is all crap. Doesn't hold water, and everything's based on facts that are based on something not factual. So anyways, we're not going to get into it. How am I going to introduce you to energy? Well, we are going to do it right now with Krilian Photography. To explain Krilian Photography, let me go ahead and show you how you can find it to research this on your own, people, friends, colleagues, whatever, anybody who wants to learn this. Krilian Photography was created in 1891 by Nikola Tesla. It is spelled K-R-I-L-I-A-N, and as you can see, you just type in Krilian Photo. You can see some of my older searches. Krilian Photography. We're watching this 6-minute video, but if you actually spell the word photography, it should pull up really longer videos, better ones. Not better ones, but just more detailed. Like this one right here. This is actually the video we're about to watch, but the full version. Again, we're going to watch it 3 times here. A big part, y'all know why. For those of you who already, the second I said that, may have known. I'm going to make a lot of points in this. There's a lot of valid points coming by the end of this video. So hopefully y'all can hang in there, make it through this 40, 50 minute, maybe even possibly an hour. This might be a long one. Again, this is an introduction to, well, everything you need to know to learn from my eyes and my perspective. So look at there. Before we even started, we actually noticed it was on mute for once, and we took care of that. Dude, I didn't even make sure the video was recorded. I'm a nutbag sometimes, guys. I'll admit it. Sorry for doing my hair. I'm still in the grow out process, so it's just everywhere right now. So, hence the headband. I haven't joined any gangs yet. I'm not cool enough for gangs. In fact, I'm uncool. I was uncool before uncool was cool. So everybody thinks I'm cool now. I am not. I am just defaulted to cool, and it's only a matter of time for this fad passes, and I'm back to being uncool. So please do not think I'm cool in any shape, way, or form. I hope that made sense. So, I'm going to get to smoking my tobacco. I have some in my eye. Don't laugh, boss. While y'all watch this Krilian Photography video, so you have an understanding of what the F this crazy guy is talking about. And we're going to make so many valid points. Y'all are going to love this. I would like to personally thank my cousin Lori. Thank you. Big shout out for helping motivate me to do this.
Here we see an 1891 newspaper drawing of Tesla with his body connected to the output of his apparatus.
Oh, no.
Dr. Strong standing in a 500,000 volt, 500,000 cycle electromagnetic field is photographed in 1917. Krilian as an art form. This process is capable of transforming this clump of flowers and leaves into a previously unseen world of light and energy. The metal figurine transforms the unseen world graphically displayed by a photographer-artist. The full range of aesthetic potential is explored unimpeded by the rigors of controls and standards that scientists must abide. Krilian as a science. A Krilian photo of an elbow changes dramatically after an accidental shock on the elbow. Depending upon the type of apparatus and film used, relaxed individuals' fingertips photograph with an even blue and white corona. The same fingertip photographed during an emotionally aroused state changes to orange. Another individual in an angry state reveals this red blotch. Using a krypton gas-filled bulb as the stage instead of a metal electrode, this fingertip photograph shows an individual focusing on thoughts of warmth and love. This is a photograph of fingertips of two individuals, placed side by side, and asked to imagine a sexual fantasy with each other. Again, the red color of emotional arousal and a blending of their individual coronas. There are numerous studies pointing to the use of this technique to determine interpersonal relationships. This photo of two individuals angry with each other shows a bar that develops between them. Again, using a krypton-filled bulb as a stage, this fingertip photo shows two persons thinking warm thoughts of each other, and a bridge develops between them. The German magazine Esoterra describes an interpersonal study conducted with Krilian photography. Two individuals in a psychiatrist's office were asked to put their fingers next to each other and take this picture. The top fingertip is the man's, and at the bottom, the woman's. They were asked to return once a week for 3 weeks. A week later, they returned. Their Krilian photos revealed the man to be very attracted to this woman, but her corona discharge indicated she did not feel an attraction towards him. The second week revealed the man to be extremely persistent, and it looked as if she might be more responsive. The third week shows two bright, happy coronas blending, or as the German caption reads, Verschmelzen, and we are told they are living happily ever after. One of the inexplicable phenomena that a number of experimenters reported is the phantom effect. It now has been repeated by many American investigators as well as investigators around the world. This ivy leaf reveals the typical corona discharge of its species. If a portion of the leaf is removed, a typical picture would appear this way. However, what occurs on occasion is a photograph of the portion that was removed. In this experiment, there is a piece of opaque plastic over the cut portion of the leaf, indicating that this phantom cannot be escaping water vapor or gases from uncut portion of the leaf. The image will even go through a barrier, a mystery. The importance of healing to medicine is now becoming recognized. The graduate nurses at New York University attend classes in laying on of the hands healing. Its future in medicine awaits proper documentation by a device which should be able to record objectively this energy believed to be transmitted. The fingertip photograph of a healer at the left and her patient on the right is prior to healing. The shift is dramatic as she turns on her healing energies. This black and white photo shows at the bottom her normal state and projecting healing energy on top. Does this technique reveal energies not measurable by other means? An interstate change will result in a change in the physiological state of the organism and result in various changes of the corona that can be due to changes in skin impedance, chemistry, skin dielectric constant, charge of the skin, and the concentration of free ions on the surface of the skin. Some individual researchers feel that the origin of the corona discharge on the fingertip is the pore of the sweat gland. The sweat response can be created by various stimuli found in the physiological makeup of the anatomy, such as mental, emotional, and/or sensory areas. This diagram of a cross-section of the sweat gland reveals that if we could look at the spectral analysis of the corona discharge, we should be able to get peaks for various chemical elements. This can be registered in changes in terms of sweat gland activity and the mineral content of the sweat. Changes in the physiological state could be expressed through the sweat and the activity of the sweat glands and would affect changes in the corona discharge. Studies in early cancer detection were done at Monmouth College, New Jersey, and confirmed at Polyclinic Hospital, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This study shows a normal person's fingertip before and after washing of the hands. The corona is almost completely diminished by the action of the washing. A marked difference is shown in the study of the female patient, age 53, with carcinoma of the breast, and shows no change in the corona of the fingertip after washing. This holds great promise in cancer detection. Hopefully, the study will be performed on a larger scale and a greater number of types of cancer. We would like to thank the thousands of scientists and technicians around the world who have helped develop this high-voltage imaging process.
Yay! All right.
Here we see an 1891 newspaper drawing of Tesla with his...
Simmer down, girl. Simmer down. Hit the brakes. Yee! Oh, my hair. It came out of my shit. All right. Not worried about how I look right now. So, that is Krilian photography. Now, for those of you who don't know... don't worry about that. Quick little rundown on your boy. He's a bit loco in the cabeza. So, long story short, not bragging. Trust me, you get none from bragging, except looking like a douche later. You eventually run out of things to brag about. Long story short, where do we get to my pickaroos? Oh, there you go. So we're going to go look at my old photos. I just want to show you all something real quick. Forever ago, look at that. You see that dot on that head? How do I get, there you go. Your photos. So long story short, that's all I'm really going to show her. A long time ago, I studied with Vedas for quite a while. I studied under Nityananda, Sadhguru, a lot of Swamijis. There was a particular reason for it. Those of you... Man, it was that long ago. Time flies when you're having fun. Man, like that was all in the first boat. Anyways, right here, this is kind of about where it started for me. It was in Arizona, and I was learning things, sutras, how to meditate, learning all kinds of cool things, and you kind of got to get in good and learn really good in-depth stuff. You go to these temples and stuff like that. The dot on the head, we all know what the bindi is. We all know about celebrations of them, if you're into that culture. So anyways, long story short, I had already known about Krilian photography before that. So what had piqued my interest was meditation. And then when I was learning how to meditate and do all these cool things, which later I'll make a video on meditation, my own form of it, what it is for me, what it did for me, how it worked. Like, I'm going to explain the entire thought process, but that's for another time. Long story short, that's what we have the phone over here for, and we have the phone linked, is when you learn about the Vedas, you will learn, I actually had it pulled up a minute ago, about the chakra, right? What is a chakra? I have all these pulled up in order. I did pull up some of this already, so it was prepared. Let's bring it back on top. And it says, a chakra is the center of the spiritual power of the human body, usually considered to be in 7 in number. Cool. Now, the reason why I have other ones pulled up are, there's actually a big debate of how many chakras there are, because different Swamijis, different people say different things. So long story short, on how many, if we read on we're just reading the top. Y'all can always do your own searches and figure out your own numbers and what each independent person has. Different cultures and different places. Even in India, Northern Indians they all have different numbers. But you'll see there's a lot of different theories and stuff on it. And I say a lot, but maybe a handful. But anyways, although most people have heard of the 7 chakra system, there are actually 114 in the body. The body is a complex energy form. In addition to 114 chakras, it has about 72,000 nadis, or energy channels. Now, with that being said, like people like Sadhguru, they're just all about the chemistry of the body. But again, I love them all, so I'm not taking a bias, and I'm actually not going to tell you all my stance on it. And then I typed in how many chakra systems, because you'll learn that chakra points are broken up into chakra systems. I just want you all well informed. And it says you might be familiar with 7 chakras in the human body, but did you know there are actually 12? See, we went from 114 to 12 to 7. So anyways, what I'm going to go with on this is the 7. We're going to use this as an example because it's the most, it's just the easiest to understand, I guess, for me right now and for me to use. The other ones are all way too blended and spread out. It doesn't matter what picture we use, they're all basically the same. I want to find just any decent one. It doesn't matter. This one's fine. No, I don't like the names. Would like the original names on them, but whatever. We can't be too picky right now. So download image. Oh, it just opened it in a new tab. There you go. So we are going to pull this bad boy up. We're going to throw bad boy over here. And then I'm going to teach y'all what I realized years ago, and it was mind-blowing to me. And it just pushed me further into researching into Vedas and other cultures. So let's watch this one more time. By the way, with that being said, these aren't complex, hard, or I don't know why you thanked all the millions of researchers, and what are you doing? For what they've done. This is actually, a Krilian camera is just a lens, believe it or not. You're still just using a regular camera behind the lens. It's super easy to build. I will teach y'all how to do that later. Very simple. Glass, copper, and a battery. No joke, it's that easy. And a little bowl of water.
Connected to the output of his apparatus. Here we see an 1891 newspaper drawing of Tesla with his body connected to the output of his apparatus.
So, long story short,
Dr. Strong standing at a 500,000 volt, 500,000 cycle electromagnetic field is photographed in 1917.
So let me go ahead and explain this really quick. This is the great thing about watching with me. I'm going to tell you all kinds of cool shit. That is called the light apparatus machine, and the light apparatus machine was actually put into production, was about to be put into production right before Nikola Tesla was shortly, died. Anyways, long story short, why that's important, you can find very little information on it, and why it's important is because it's what the light apparatus machine did that they actually hid from the public. You can actually research this, and you might be able to find it, all you Tesla techs and gurus, and all you know all about this already, that the light apparatus machine was like taking a shower, but 10,000 times a shower, inside and outside your body. Something about the way the electricity, that means like it would be breaking up kidney stones and plaque out of your arteries. It would actually be cleaning you out on a ridiculous level. That is one of the many Tesla techs that they hid from us. Also on top of that, you're looking at a guy's aura. The thing that, some people have called crazy for seeing, that's just your energy pattern. What Krilian photography and this right here is going to do, is I'm going to teach you that these energy patterns are true, they are real, and fuck what they're reflecting on you. And oh, it's going to get crazy, guys. Y'all are going to be like, what? Well, yeah, why?
Krilian as an art form. This process is capable of transforming this clump of flowers or leaves into a previously unseen world of light and energy. The metal figurine transforms the unseen world graphically displayed.
So long story short, pretty self-explanatory. You're just seeing the light and energy in the physical whatever you're taking a picture of. And I mean, everything has a Krilian signature, an energy pattern to it. Again, what they've labeled pseudo and called us crazy for others for seeing and people for seeing. This is a picture of just someone in a mirror, or someone arms out someone just taking a picture of somebody behind a Krilian lens. Pretty crazy. This shows he's pretty much orange and red. He's between his root chakra and or his primal instincts and his pleasure zone. That's well, it doesn't say it. It says sacred, but later, that's why I wanted one with the names. You can learn that this is your primal instincts. Like when you're scared, you're on the verge of whatever, you sink to this lowest energy level. Then pleasure. Then there's willpower. Then there's your heart. Then there's your words of power. Then you got what they call your third eye, or all kinds of weird names for it. And then you got your crown chakra. But the point I'm going to get to is chakras, man. It's like you work all week, you're stressed, you're worried about bills, paying this, having that, getting here. You're always in red, dude. You really are. Anytime you're fighting, disconnected, anything negative, you're red. No joke. You're lucky you made it throughout the week. Oh, you just got paid. Friday's coming around. It's Thursday. You step into orange. You're seeking all your pleasure. You're paying off your stuff. You feel good about it. You got an extra couple $100. You're out drinking, and then, comes Monday, you're back to bills and working and stress and hating life. You're back to Mondays here. I see willpower, people who can step into willpower and use this energy more dominant. These are people who just put their mind to something, they get it done all the time. Probably your more successful people. Your heart chakra is that's what they've closed up and separated us all from, and they've made it impossible to find by confusing us about all kinds of things like love and all that. But anyways, I know it's way off topic. Words of power. Obviously, we talk way too much. We didn't talk back in the day. Just lots of things. Third eye, we all know, calcium-fied, all the stuff we eat, drink, messes with it. You'll read a lot of things on it. From what I get the most of, and what is proven, is it produces DMT. With it calcium-fied, it's producing far less DMTs, and something to do with metals I can't really remember, but the DMT is the important part. Again, your dreams are messed up, you can't remember. DMT, you're supposed to have it all the time for lots of reasons. It helps with like serotonin and epinephrine. Just feel good, happy juices. That's knowing your body's a chemistry set and learning all that. But I know that was a lot. So back to where we were. Guy's taking a picture of himself there. There's a reason why these energies are so important. Again, I'm hoping those analogies did it for you. If not, I'll show you more. You'll see. Don't worry. Here in a second, it's going to be like...
By a photographer artist. The full range of aesthetic potential is explored unimpeded by the rigors of controls and standards that scientists must abide. Krilian as a science. A Krilian photo of an elbow changes dramatically after an accidental shock on the elbow. Depending on...
I'm sure you all saw that. It goes from basically pretty smooth, vacant, and void with your higher energy above your heart. Like your heart would be like the balanced center point, by the way. If you look at it, it's the fourth from the top, fourth from the bottom. So when you're anything above that, you're into what we call the higher energies. And so, long story short, it goes from higher energy to, believe it or not, a willpower pleasure center, yellow orange. It's both. And so, and that's again the shock that's hitting your elbow, funny bone, something like that. Just the energy pattern is changed in your body instantly off of something like that.
Upon the type of apparatus and film used, relaxed individuals' fingertips photograph with an even blue and white corona. Of apparatus and film used, relaxed...
So depending on the apparatus and the film used, you do get different colors. With that being said,
individuals' fingertips photograph with an even blue and white corona. The same fingertip photograph during an emotionally aroused state changes to orange.
So just someone calm, vacant of most thoughts, they're just still sitting at that same blue spot that the other person was before they got shocked. So this person, as you heard, was an emotional aroused state, back to pleasure.
Another individual in an angry state reveals this red blotch.
So there you go. We're back to being angry, which is We were here for pleasure a second ago. We just fell down to angry red. What do you know? Big red blotch. He's angry.
Using a krypton gas-filled bulb as a stage instead of a metal electrode, this fingertip photograph shows an individual focusing on thoughts of warmth and love.
So they're just saying they used a different bulb. Long story short, this is no different than warmth and love. There's a reason why everybody wants love, why we all need it, why when we don't have it or we feel like we don't have it, we're very upset. It's the most natural thing in the world to us, because this is why. This is what you're supposed to look like. Every color. Do you see that? It's every color. It's a blend of every chakra. So just look at it. It's every fucking color. It's a rainbow. What a rainbow is supposed to represent, not being gay. Sorry, just gonna come out and fucking say it. Because we're gonna have a video on that, by the way. It's not being rude, not being anti-gay. I have friends that are transgender, gay, pansexual, non-sexual. It's literally, I know how this shit all came around, or at least I can see through my own lenses, and I got my own ideas of it, and it's just not cool because I don't believe it's natural. So, and that's just what it boils down to. I'm a naturalist, I guess. So.
This is a photograph of fingertips of two individuals placed side by side and asked to imagine a sexual fantasy with each other.
So there you go. They put two people side by side, and hey, think about having sex with her. Not only is the blending of the coronas, this shows that the two energies became one, but we're right back up to step into pleasure. They decided to have sexual thoughts, which is arousal. How cool is that? So that's actually one of the few things you do to share energy. That's just, to me, long story short, there's only connection and disconnection, period. That's what they've labeled love. That's a much higher energy in connection. But again, that's what this is all boiling down to. And that's really what this is all proving.
Again, the red color of emotional arousal and a blending of their individual coronas. There are numerous studies.
He said red. I see orange. Whatever. I've seen orange through Krilian Photos for pleasure and arousal. But take it for what you want. Do your own research.
Pointing to the use of this technique to determine interpersonal relationships. This photo of two individuals angry with each other shows a bar that develops between them.
Bam! This is what's so funny. I told my cousin after she went through all this and learned it all on her own and stuff. I was like, how crazy would I sound if I walked into a room and I told you, I was like, hey bro, anytime that, or brah, if you're a chick, sorry. Anytime you're even angry with somebody, you got an invisible wall in front of you of your own energy blocking out their energy. You don't want to hear anything from anybody. You got an invisible wall in front of you. That's what happens when you get mad at someone. You disconnect from them. Your energy disconnects from them, and that you can feel it. And I mean that. You want my example I got for meditation? When I concentrated on it, and I got my best analogy was like, I've had a girl break up with me, and I knew she was breaking up with me before she did it. Like, before she even walked up to me and handed me the note, I knew it. And there you go. Like, and I couldn't tell you how many times I have felt disconnected from things and people throughout my life that I've now learned that it was just me being disconnected from the energy patterns. And I'm sure y'all have already put it together. It's all boiled down to your emotions. And what are your emotions? It's your energy in motion without your consent. They're actually your thoughts. And if you're not watching your thoughts and changing them and making sure that they're more along the lines of what you want, which does sound easier than said, it's hard, it takes work, then you're just in a crazy place. And I'm sorry for you if you haven't at least found the information to change that. But there you go. You literally block off when you're angry with somebody or even upset or even just like break up with somebody. It doesn't matter. It's just anything when you're disconnected. That's what happens when you disconnect. Emotionally, physically, there's a lot of ways to disconnect. But there you go. I mean, it's nuts, dude. I know I'd sound crazy saying it, but how can you argue with me showing you this?
This photo of two individuals angry with each other shows a bar that develops between them. Again, using a krypton-filled bulb as a stage, this fingertip photo shows two persons thinking warm thoughts of each other, and a bridge develops between them.
So thinking warm thoughts like, hey, I want you to have a great day. You know, hope your every thought comes true. Every positive thought comes true. You know, or I hope he's blessed. I don't like saying that, but And you can see just a bridge opens up their energy. Their lower energy opens up, and they're now showing a higher blue energy. Red, or of course, red, orange being lower energies. It's just crazy the things that one little camera lens can do.
The German magazine Esoterra describes an interpersonal study conducted with Krilian photography. 2 individuals in a psychiatrist's office were asked to put their fingers next to each other and take this picture. The top fingertip is the man's, and at the bottom, the woman's. They were asked to return once a week for 3 weeks. A week later, they returned. Their Krilian photos revealed the man to be very attracted to this woman, but her corona discharge indicated she did not feel an attraction towards him. The second week revealed the man to be extremely persistent, and it looked as if she might be more responsive.
So, from day one, she had his energy pumping. She had his heart pumping when she came around. She walked in, and that dude was like, chowing. Yeah, see, knowing the world and energy changes your all of psychology and all of everything now. It's actually energy patterns that are also attracting us. It's what you're being attracted to. But anyways, that's all part of the gay video I plan on making later on how I think we've all been tricked into that. My theory, by the way. And I can't prove that. We're just going to compile all this hidden information that I'm going to show everybody together. So, long story short, she got his heart pumping. His energy from day one was up. Her not so much. Second time she saw him, it's up a little bit. This will be a video I make later on love and what love really is and how love is actually just equated with time. And anyways, sorry.
The second week revealed the man to be extremely persistent, and it looked as if she might be more responsive. The third week shows 2 bright, happy coronas blending, or as the German caption reads, Verschmelzen, and we are told they are living happily ever after. One of the inexplicable phenomena that a number of experimenters reported is the phantom effect.
The phantom effect is my most favorite thing. I was actually led to the phantom effect by studying my dad's amputations. My dad being a... Where is the 300? Cool. Alright, sorry. My dad's a double amputee. I'm sure as y'all know, well, not on this channel, I don't have the videos anymore. He's cured of his terminal illnesses, his diabetes, coronary heart failure, congestive heart failure. What else? Everything. He's just cured of all of his shit. It's taken us a long time, lots of information. I'll show that information again one day. It's pretty easy, hopefully sooner than later. That's actually one of my videos on my list to make. I got a whole list of videos to make. One of them is to try to recover or go over all my missing videos shortly. And just lots of good information, like my cancer cure information or, you know, stuff to it. That's all stuff I believe everybody should be sharing and working on and more people testing it out. So anyways, phantom effect. My dad had phantom pains. Do you still get phantom pains?
Yeah, I still get them.
What about like itches, cramps, what?
Pain.
All right, so he still gets his phantom pains, yada, yada, yada. I'm hoping one day soon, if I can get my T3i back, to, you know, get a lens built up real quick. Definitely when I'm on land, it's really hard to do on the boat. So hopefully in about 3 to 4 months, we can have one built. And I'll be taking a picture of my dad's legs, and I'll show y'all this is fucking nuts. I can show you all this. Again, from my own experiences, that's, again, why I don't mind coming out and explaining certain things, because these are things that I have experienced, I have seen, I have proven, and if you tell me otherwise or try to argue with me, you're arguing with fact. So, I mean, there's no greater truth than fact, and there's no greater truth than experience, and that will equate to the highest fact ever. You can never you just can't. No experience comes without knowledge, period. So ended at that. So this is the phantom effect, and this is my favorite part about the Krilian photography and some of the things you can do with it.
It now has been repeated by many American investigators as well as investigators around the world. This ivy leaf reveals the typical corona discharge of its species. If a portion of the leaf is removed, a typical picture would appear this way. However, what occurs on occasion is a photograph of the portion that was removed. In this experiment, There is a piece of opaque plastic over the cut portion of the leaf, indicating that this phantom cannot be escaping water vapor or gases from uncut portion of the leaf. The image will even go through a barrier, a mystery.
So in this test, it was actually wrapped in opaque plastic, again, to make sure it wasn't reflecting light off of water vapor or gases, basically making this study what the heck keeps popping up every 3 to 5 frames. That's nuts. The physical attribute is gone, but for some reason the energetic signature pattern still spontaneously shows up every like couple milliseconds. It's like flickering in and out. It's pretty weird. Again, it's trippy when you see it on a human missing leg or limb. A leaf is one thing. Yeah, it blows your mind right now. Wait till you see it on a human being.
The importance of healing to medicine is now becoming recognized. The graduate nurses at New York University attend classes in laying on of the hands healing. Its future in medicine awaits proper documentation by a device which should be able to record objectively this energy believed to be transmitted. The fingertip photograph of a healer at the left and her patient on the right is prior to healing. The shift is dramatic as she turns on her healing energies. This black and white photo shows at the bottom her normal state and projecting healing energy on top. Does this technique reveal energies not measurable by other means? An interstate change will result in a change in the physiological state of the organism and result in various changes of the corona. The computers feel that the origin of the corona discharge on the fingertip is the pore of the sweat gland.
Cool. Awesome. So for now, that's Krilian photography. We're coming back to it in 1 second. So what we're going to do is oh, actually, it was already pulled up there because I've already seen it like a bunch. Next video. Why this is important. We'll come around to it. I was trying to find the time. I was hoping that this wasn't too long. In fact, you know what? Nope. We're going to end this right here, guys. Love y'all. This is part 1. I'll get it uploaded, and I will start working on part 2. I don't like having hour-long videos and stuff. I like having shorter ones. That way, if this even intrigues you, you can jump into part 2 and be like, oh, I wonder where he was going with it. I've already thrown a lot out there, but we're going to make more connections, show some more cool stuff on this. Part 2 coming up. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hope it's not too crazy for you. This is about as light as I can start. So we're going to get into everything one day. Mud fossils, mud floods, flat earth, round earth. But I don't take a side on it. We'll get there, guys.